Tyler Harvey with a massive three to get the win for the Aurora Hawks last night. They've tied it up. It's 1-1 now after game two, and the Hawks had the bounce back game that they needed to have. Tyler Harvey, Trey Kell, Sam Froling all showed up with 18, 24, 26 points each, which is exactly what the Hawks needed to do if they want to get a win. Tyler Harvey, Trey Kell, they both need to show up. They both need to get to 20 points at least just to get them in the game. But Melbourne almost stole it from them, even though they were down by 10 for like half the game. They came back in the fourth, were up by one with a fouled Ian Clark by Tyler Harvey. He went from the zero, he went to the hero. He absolutely did the bounce back that he needed to do, made the big time shot. Ian Clark was just clutch in this, another 30-point game. Couple of big threes, like he did everything he needed. The Melbourne United's bench really kept them in this. Like if you look at their bench scoring, it was higher than the starters. And that's mostly because Jack White did not take a field goal, which does not make sense for him because they need him in the game and he was a bit quiet there. He will probably have a bounce back game three. I don't see a lot of these players like having bad like entire series. I see like maybe one or two, but they'll always bounce back. The other big news from this game is the Shea Illy head knock. He looked like he cleared the concussion protocol. They just kept him out for safety, so he should be back for game three. That should be fine. This is a game that United could lose. Like they were up 1-0, so they allowed that loss just to make sure that Shea Lee was fine for the rest of the series. You take the small loss to try and get the bigger gain. But so far, this entire series has been super entertaining. Like the Hawks got that big win. They needed this win. Otherwise, 2 and down, you may as well just call it a series. Now they've bounced back. And it doesn't feel like there is home court advantage for either team right now. Like both teams have won their away game. So it just makes it so much more wide open. Like anyone could win any night. And it's even more crazy the fact that both teams are running 10 or 11 man rotations. Like you haven't even narrowed it down to the usual 8-man rotation in these finals games because that's how pivotal and like how deep both these teams are. Like you had a guy like Flynn Cameron who didn't even play game one, came in game two, made a couple of tough shots. Like he did what he needed to do to like make an impact in the game. One thing I wouldn't mind seeing the Hawks do is play Will Hickey less. I feel like he's trying to force it a fair bit. Like his stat line always looks nice, but it's also like he's throwing up a lot of tough shots that he really shouldn't be. And he probably shouldn't be the ball handler like in the closing minutes. That should be in Trey Kell or Tyler Harvey's hand 100% of the time. But nonetheless, they got the win. Let's go on to game three. Who's going to win game three?